Good afternoon. My name is Brigid Kennedy, and on behalf of the Ursuline Sisters and the leadership team of Ursuline Sisters Mission, I welcome you to our event. Today we are commemorating World AIDS Day, which is an opportunity to honor those we've lost, to celebrate what we've achieved, and to recommit to the fight to end the HIV epidemic. From HIV's earliest appearance in our community, the Ursuline Sisters have been a presence and a voice for those living with HIV. 4 Ursuline Sisters began the ministry in the 90s and began to meet spiritual, emotional, and material needs of the HIV community. And of course, most of you know that what began as a prayer support group here at the other end of the Mother House quickly grew to include many programs, including a cafe we hold each month in this very room, and a clinic serving over 500 patients with expert medical care here in Youngstown, and important wraparound services for those patients, and providing the larger community with testing and prevention and education. Today, I would like to thank all of you who fight injustice and offer compassion. I would especially like to recognize and to thank the Ursuline Sisters who are with us today, Sister Nancy Dawson and Sister Kathleen Minchin, who helped found the ministry. We have other Ursuline Sisters here as well. Sister Patricia at the back, Sister Norma, Sister Nancy Pauline. Am I missing anybody? Wave me down. Thank you for your, while the 4 Ursuline Sisters started it, and Sister Kathleen ran it for many, many years, the whole community supported the efforts of this sponsored ministry. So thank you. I'd also like to thank the planning committee for the World AIDS Day program. If you are part of the planning committee, could you stand up? Thank you. And a special thanks to Martin for the beautiful spread at the back there. It's got a nice holiday touch to it as well. Yeah. That table pops, as James would say. And I'd like the staff of the HIV AIDS ministry to stand. Staff members who are here, please stand. Some of you are in more than one category, so. Stay standing, and I'd like them to be joined by other staff members of Ursuline Sisters Mission, other ministries. Together, you have provided food, housing, advocacy, healthcare, mentoring, tutoring, support to those in need. Thank you. And now, let's take a moment and turn our hearts and minds to our God who bears all suffering with us. God of promise, we ask your healing presence on millions of people living with HIV and for those grieving their loved ones. Help us to fight stigma and be a haven for those who are discriminated against or rejected because of their HIV status. Inspire us to speak out for a just distribution of health care and prevention resources in this country and abroad. Give us the will and the energy to continue to fight for an end to AIDS. And let us each day be instruments of your compassion, healing, and hope. Amen.
Amen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here. My name is Martin Charles Moore. I'm a member of the advisory board and so thankful to be here. This is only my second World AIDS Day event. Last year was my first. I was totally impacted by the information that I had myself buried in my mind of friends who I had lost along the way, and you know, sometimes we dig or go into a rabbit hole for all kinds of different reasons. And so when I got an opportunity to be on the advisory board and be a part, I was excited that James had invited me, and I'm trying to do my best to be a beacon of light for people living and with HIV, with cancer, with diabetes, just living, you know, that's what we do as human beings. We try to live the best that we can as we make it through this life. So I just am so happy here to celebrate with you today the people who have conquered the condition, the disease, and also to be a part of this program. I also would like to thank the Ursuline Sisters for having us here this afternoon, to hosting us, and I'm going to try to do a couple songs for you now. Listen, I do a little bit of singing, but I was just telling people earlier today, I came up with a little rap, but I'm not a rapper. I've really been challenged by how difficult the genre is, but we're going to take a shot at it today, and if you're willing to have some fun, if I make errors, it's on me, so I'll be embarrassed, but you can laugh at me. I don't have any problem. We're going to try to have a good time with this thing and get some energy in the room, okay? Thank you so very much. This is called Survivor's Delight, Live Free, right? Okay, you'll recognize it, right? And I got to read it. I got a cataract recently, so I can't read all this stuff. Okay. Alrighty. Uh-oh, that's not it. That's our first big laugh. You remember the song? Okay, I'm going to need your help. Let's get a little energy. Can I get you to clap your hands a little bit? Yeah. All right. To the hip hop, the hippie to the hippie, to the hip hop, like a tick tick tock. The bang bang boogie, up jump the boogie to the boogie of a boogity beat. Wow. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm ratcheting out HIV. And me, my crew, and my friends, we're going to try to make you see. I am Martin Charles, and I'd like to say hello to the lady in the middle and the man up front, and even that fellow. Got bang bang, the boogie to the boogie, say up jump the boogie to the bang bang boogie. Let's go. And we don't stop. Rock the rhythm that'll make you body rock. Now so far you've heard my voice, and I'm brought some things along. I'm trying here to not to disappoint and sing this little song. It's known all over the world, some golden and little girls going down in history as a menace to society. Say round and around it goes, just where it stops, nobody knows. Round and around it goes, just where it stops, nobody knows. So listen up, and people please say heed. Ain't go nowhere with foolishness, don't be deceived. Don't mess around, don't you be fooled, don't throw your life away. Be careful and protect yourself, be safe before you play. So take the time to evaluate the little things you do. If you won't take care of yourself, who will take care of you? Just one more thing I want to say before I end this song. I'm Martin Charles, and I've had a ball. To you, goodbye, so long. So now we gotta bang bang, the boogie to the boogie, say up, jump the boogie to the bang bang, boogie, let's rock. We gotta talk, with the rhythm that'll make your body rock. Okay, there we go. Thank you.
We have Erin Bishop.
Here she comes.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Very excited to be here today. And Martin, I think you do have a career in that. You got everybody dancing, clapping in their seats. So I just so glad that we're here today and not outside like it usually is, or downtown or at Cavelli Center. So when they said it was inside this year, they kind of knew how it was going to be. Tonight is one of those full circle moments for me. In 1998, I began working here with the Ursuline Sisters HIV AIDS Ministry. I remember Saturdays at the cafe and working with the children's program, helping stock the pantry and getting the baskets ready for the cafe, helping with the rehab of Casa Madre and tutoring in the children's ministry. I remember taking the kids on outings to Putt-Putt, Mill Creek Park with a stop at Handel's after, going to the movies. I remember seeing, I think I saw Tarzan like 5 times that summer. I had to take it in like shifts, so I really got to love that movie. And especially, my favorite was going to Geneva on the lake for the day with Father O'Neill. He used to have his difference maker, so that was fun, taking the kids to there. I remember working at Sister Pauline's grief camp with the children's program and singing Boys to Men's song, Mama, for the kids that just had lost their mother. And my favorite part was getting to meet the wonderful people I did over those years. It is so nice to run into people almost 30 years later, and they still remember me, and it brings me back to a great time in my life. I got to know Brigid, Sister Kathleen, Sister Pauline, and Sister Nancy, and I appreciated their love and dedication to the families. I think often about the history of this ministry and how when there were no resources in our area for persons and families living with HIV/AIDS, the Ursuline Sisters, as they do, answered the call of God and created this wonderful ministry. It was here in doing the work that I found my passion for public health and changed my major for the very last time. In 2011, I became the health commissioner for the city of Youngstown, and again, my path crossed with the HIV/AIDS ministry. We have had a partnership with the ministry and the clinic since the beginning, and I wanted to make sure that relationship continued. We are lucky to have Shirley in our clinic on Tuesdays and Fridays doing HIV screening and education. Although she is only there 2 days a week, we consider her a member of our family, and also James, who left us, but he's promising he's coming. Because we sure miss, we're very women heavy at the YCHD, so we like having our men come, so it's always a nice thing to see James there. The Youngstown Health District prides itself on being a community resource for the residents of not only the city of Youngstown, but the greater Mahoning Valley as well. And I have this pamphlet that I will leave, so when you leave you can take it. It just kind of goes over some of the resources that we have just at the health department that we'd love for you to pass along to maybe your family or people if you're in an agency, or your own families as well. Especially our biggest one that everyone knows is our vital statistics, so when people need to get their birth certificates, and then also we do on the death certificate side. So a lot of times people will need me. I've had people call me, they're ready to get on the boat and get a cruise. They don't have their birth certificate, so I'm faxing birth certificates to people so they can actually get on a cruise. And a lot of times people go and need their death certificates and don't have enough copies. So we're always there to help people. And we work a lot of times with Catholic Charities and Help Hotline that if people can't afford it, because it is $25, they sometimes can work with them to get that. We also have a Youngstown Health Improvement Zone now, which we have 4 zones on. So we have one on each side of town. On the north side, it's at the Richard A. and Eugenia Atkinson Center on the north side. South side is at the Needles Eye, which is right across from St. Pat's Church. And then on the east side, it's at McGuffey Center. And then on the west side, it's at Grace Evangelical Church on Mahoning Avenue. And so at those places, we work in the community so people don't have to travel from the east side, to have someone, it's a community health worker that works with them, hooks them up to resources. We have pantries there, clothing, food, whatever, because a lot of times the church or whoever is sponsoring that will have stuff. So it's just a place for people to go, and we always tell people if they need, we're there. We also do a lot with like mattress. A lot of times people don't know what to do with their mattresses. We help them by providing them bags. We just got finished doing leaf collection to save people money from buying the big trash bags. We give them paper bags and they can recycle them, so people appreciate that. And then finally, just our nursing division really focuses on reproductive health and wellness screenings. We do pregnancy tests. We do STD and STI screening and testing, HIV, education and screening, as I mentioned before. We also do a lot with our childhood vaccinations. Today, they spent in doing lead testing. We were at Kirkmere School, which is all the Youngstown City schools now go to one building for preschool. And so I think we did 34 testing for lead today, which is great because these kids hadn't been tested all these years. So they were able to get that done today. And then we have adult vaccines. So I think we did well over thousands of COVID shots back in the day. And then we also now started a grief recovery support group that we have that our one nurse does. So there's a lot of different things that the health department offers. And like I said, we're happy to help anyone, whether you live in the county or the city. So please take a pamphlet at the end. And I just, again, want to thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight. Thank you to the Ursuline Sisters, Brigid, Laura, and all the people I met along the way. Thank you all for that you have done over the years, and thank you for being a part of my journey. Terry. Terry, you're next.
Sit down if you don't stop. Hi, my name is Terry. Oh, I'm sorry. And yeah, tell me if I get too close, it goes there. My name is Terry Mitchell. I'm an RN, and I've been working at the Comprehensive Care Center since 2002. And it's been the fastest 22 years of my life. I've loved every minute of it, and I so sincerely appreciate the fact that you hired me, and that you let me stay, and let me meet so many wonderful people and patients, and it's just been fantastic. So they asked me to go over some facts about HIV and transmission, and you would think that after all of these years there would not be confusion about that, but you still get people, I still have people, newly diagnosed people come in, and sometimes their biggest fear is not the fact that they have HIV, but that they're going to give it to a family member. And so it's real heavy on education with, you can eat after them, you can, share a bathroom, you can, unless you're having an intimate relationship with them, or if you're sharing needles for drugs, they're perfectly safe. They're not going to have HIV. And that's not something that I guess is easy to absorb, because sometimes we have to tell them that every time they come in. And the one mom, she still cries when she comes in. And her son is a little bit older, but it's like, no, it's okay. She's worried that if she misses a pill, the HIV is going to get out of control. And, it's like, no, it's okay. It's okay. So I appreciate what Shirley does, the education, and we need to just, every time I get a chance to tell someone the facts about HIV, I do, because the more people know, maybe the less they'll be afraid. That's one of the reasons that there is, I just read a statistic that 40% of the people that are diagnosed with HIV, it has been transmitted to them by someone who does not know they have HIV. And how is that possible? Well, you can't tell someone has HIV by looking at them. You can have HIV for 10 years or more before your immune system breaks down and you start to get sick. And if you don't consider yourself a risk taker, then it comes as a surprise to many people that they are HIV positive. And one of the ways that and I've seen an increase in our area of more diagnoses by more family practices and more clinics, because now HIV testing is starting to become, very slowly, a routine test. You know, we're going to test your sugar, we're going to test your cholesterol, we're going to test you for HIV. And, you know, most people are like, yeah, sure, no problem. And so that's helped. So we are catching people earlier with the diagnosis, and we're not seeing as many people come in so terribly ill. And I think that's very helpful, because stigma, people, you ask them, why didn't you get tested? I didn't want to know. I didn't want to know because if you know, then my friends are going to know, my neighbors are going to know. Stigma is a terrible thing. So yes, getting rid of stigma, I think will go a long way into getting rid of, because the medicine is so good, you take it. We have over 100 patients that are over 65 in the clinic out of 500 patients. And the majority of them are doing very well. They're living very well. They might need to change their diets because their cholesterol is high and they're at risk for a heart attack or a stroke. But, you know, we tell them that, but HIV is not the biggest problem. It's very, very manageable. So if we can get that word out, get tested, you'll stay healthier longer. And then we also have a very unfair law that will throw you in jail if you don't tell someone that you're intimate with, even though now there's, and even patients haven't always heard of this, there's U equals U, which means that if you're taking your medicine and you're undetectable, you cannot transmit this HIV to your partner. Moms that are pregnant will not transmit HIV to their children. And we've had, I thought we had 4 babies born this year, but I think maybe we only had 3. But we've never had a positive baby born at the clinic. All the moms take their medicine, it can't be transmitted. And we even have one mom that is, I think it's kind of brave, because even though there's U equals U, meaning that if you're undetectable, if you're taking your medicine and your virus is just there, but it's just kind of like floating around in your bloodstream, you can't give it to anybody. But they have not proven conclusively that a breastfeeding mom will not pass it on to her baby. There has been, I think it's less than, it's maybe around 1%. But this mom was very adamant. She was going to breastfeed her child. Baby's doing well, the baby is negative, and so far so good, so we're keeping our fingers crossed. So that's the U equals U. The other thing, the importance of treatment early. You can stay healthy earlier. You can be one of our over 65 patients. It's gone down from taking like 4 pills 3 times a day to taking 1 pill once a day. Some people don't even take pills anymore. They get 2 shots every 2 months. And they're testing that shot for every 6 months now. So treatment is not as hard as it used to be. And that's kind of the reason you can't tell people are positive anymore and they look so healthy. The old meds were so toxic. The new meds are not as toxic. There's hardly any side effects from them. People don't need to be afraid to start taking them and getting back to being healthy. Some success stories in the clinic. There are quite a few, actually. I think one of the ones that makes me smile the most is we have patients that were very much to themselves, not necessarily not friendly or not, but they weren't going to go out of their way to, I don't know, engage with other people, maybe at the clinic or maybe at cafe. And a number of these people now have gotten to the point where they are peer advocates. They go out and they talk. They're not afraid anymore. They realize that they are not HIV. They are a person with a medical condition, and they're doing their best. And I just love that. As far as other people, we have one woman who came to us. It's been a number of years now, in a wheelchair with oxygen. She really couldn't walk. She came home to die with her 2 children and her husband. She got on treatment, went back to ISU, got her degrees, working for the government. She's just doing amazing. She has a couple of grandkids. We have one young lady that you probably all know that is very vocal, advocate in Washington. She goes and she speaks. She's just like a force to be reckoned with when she gets started. And she's been positive for many, many years. And then we have a young gentleman who came out of prison. He was determined he was going to die. He wasn't taking any medicine. When we finally talked him into taking medicine, he owns his own company now. He's doing really well. He's got he takes care of all of his grandkids. It's just amazing. So you just can't, I just can't say it enough or tell people enough that just get tested. If you're positive, it's nothing, you'd never want to hear that. I wouldn't want to hear that I was positive because it would, well, no, it wouldn't bother me because I know it's not a scary thing anymore. You don't want to have a medical condition, but the medicine is there to treat it. I can go out, I can keep on living, I can do what I need to do with my life, and everyone can, as long as they take their medicine, go to see their doctor, and listen to me. That's all. Thank you very much.
There's a lot to celebrate, and so we are going to transition into our celebration activities. We have a few things planned for you. First thing is for brave people who have warm coats. If you would like to brave the cold and go out to the labyrinth, we have lit it up with some red lights, and Sister Norma will be leading a reflection to walk through the labyrinth, think about and reflect on some of the things that we've talked about here today. The second activity for you has to do with all these squares over here. It's called our Quilt of Hope. So on the screen, you've probably seen some quilting panels. Those are our memorial panels that were displayed in DC. Obviously, this is a celebration, and so we want to create a quilt for survivors and for people living with HIV. And so we invite you to write messages of hope, and our sister Darla is going to be putting that together. So you can be part of this collaborative quilt of hope. And then our last activity is a photo booth. And we have some signs on the table next to the backdrop where you can pledge to end stigma and do other things to help our cause. So those are our three activities we have planned for you. Of course, enjoy the refreshments. And yeah, but before we do all those things, we have one more musical performance for you by Martin Charles. He's going to lead us in Celebrate. You guys, I mean, everyone knows Celebrate. But he has changed the lyrics to Survivors Celebration. So, yeah, we're going to do that. So please sing along.
Like the pain that won't go away.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so this is an audience participation song. Once again, when we started to plan this event, we really wanted to it to be uplifting in the midst of some of the sorrow that we've had, and it's amazing. Just as you said that about the quilt, I came up with it because I've had so many friends and loved ones that have gone on for me, and so this will be my first time, so I'm excited about that. We're going to put the words up here on the board. So, any of you who want to help me out so that I don't look like I'm by myself, and sing this song along with us, okay? It's a familiar song. You all have heard it many times before, right? I'm waiting on you, Maestro. Oh, yeah. You can clap with me. I love to clap. I love the sound of clap. Here we go. Celebrate your life. Come on. Sing along with me. Come on now. Celebrate your life. Come on. Let's celebrate. There's some loving going on right here. Love everlasting to laugh throughout the year. So bring some sunshine and some smiles with you. We're gonna celebrate some loving with you. Come on now, celebration. We're gonna celebrate and let our light shine. Celebration. We're gonna celebrate and let our light shine. It's time to come together. We're sharing light that will last forever. Everyone around the world, come on! Hey! Hey, you! It's your celebration. Oh, yeah! Hey, you! It's your celebration. Celebrate your life, come on! Let's celebrate, come on now. Celebrate your life, come on! Let's celebrate. Here we go now. We're gonna spread some love here tonight. Let's celebrate, it's your life. We're gonna spread some love here tonight. Let's celebrate, it's your life. Say yeah, say celebrate life. Everybody say. Everybody say celebrate life. Celebrate life. Everybody say celebrate life. You said celebrate life. Everybody say celebrate your life. Celebrate your life. All right. Hey you. It's a celebration. Hey you. It's a celebration. Celebrate your life, come on. Let's celebrate, come on now. Celebrate your life, come on. Let's celebrate. Now one more time, everybody say celebrate life. Celebrate life. Everybody say celebrate life. Celebrate life. Everybody say celebrate life. Celebrate life. Everybody say celebrate your life. Celebrate your life. Thank you.